Okay, hello, welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic 3 as we continue our factory showcase playthrough. And first off, thank you to everyone for the very kind messages welcoming me back. Really appreciated all of those. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking coming back after several months away. I did once have a break of 2.5 years, which very few people will remember. But everyone's been very kind, including about the fact that I did decide we're going to start using spells like Fly. I wasn't really sure how that would go down, but I do think it gives us the potential to play around a bit more and have some fun in a way that we perhaps otherwise couldn't. And one of the ways we might be able to do that is we do of course have Todd, who is already out exploring and doing some damage. But we also have Wrathmont, and this is a bit of a problem that needs to be solved because he has lost all of his forces. And I think what we're gonna do is we obviously need to give him some kind of new power stack. And our choices aren't looking too great. We could go for 69 armadillos, which of course we won't. 55 halfling grenadiers, not really a power stack. 18 of these, not really a power stack. So the choice really is we can sit around, not really do too much, go for upgrade Serpentarium, which requires a lot more crystal. Same with the Gantry. Or we could just go all out, get a power stack of bounty hunters, and just kind of see what they can do at their best. We do have some pretty obvious targets for those, so the pack of zealots just there, pack of gunslingers there, throng of gogs there. These are all pretty easy fights for a power stack of gunslingers. Of course, some pretty scary looking fights too. The horde of mighty gorgons might be okay, but the throng of war unicorns probably not going to go too well. Pack of green dragons could go well if we go for the anti-magic into Armageddon combination, but not feeling super comfortable with that idea either. Still, I think that's the obvious thing to do. So we're going to start off with Chana, just go for a fairly unexciting fight to be honest, but why not grab ourselves some extra mercury? It's going to be more or less free. 15 losses expected. I will see if I can make that slightly better. I don't think I care enough to faff around with the 1-stacks, but I have separated them out of habit. I guess we can go forward. This should be safe-ish. We can send some bait forward too. See how this goes. Okay, so we don't want to walk straight into range of our opponents. Let's just take one step forward and then we're going to wait. Let them come forward. Those guys are in range, which is fine. Do take some losses. Go for these next. These go for a block, these two defend. Let's see. 7 to 11 kills with this stack, so we go for this. Then we go for these. Still go for the stack of 14, we finish these off. 11 losses, slightly better, 5 back. Bit of mercury, and next up we're going to move towards the imps. Other scouts, so we got Sam. Sam could go pick up some gunslingers. I did, of course, just talk about getting a power stack, but I think she actually is better off going for a Coatl, and in fact, probably should wait here till the end of the week. But yeah, I do think it makes sense. Have a bit of fun with Wrathmont. Focus just on harvesting the zones, and not really go too aggressive just yet, because we're not going to be able to do too much with him. If we go to the south here, this shows us some resources. And it's been long enough actually since the previous episode, I can't remember quite what the deal is here. I think this is the path that leads to the Necropolis town, from what I remember. And obviously there's the cover of darkness blocking our view. Okay, so Eanswythe is just going to come back and support the attack. Go back to the town. We are indeed going to go for... well, we could go for a few of these. We could perhaps use them with Bertram. Could also go for these first. We got 2 stacks, but no, I think 1 stack does make sense. 1 big stack, as strong as possible. Is it worth doing any trading? Probably not here. That's not a great exchange rate. Okay, let's go for a few of these. So I think if we have a total of... well, this is quite a lot of expense. There's an argument for having a total of 12, so that we can have 2 separate battles where we deploy 6 1-stacks. That's tempting. I think I will leave the angels behind. It's not urgent for this turn. I think urgent thing for this turn is get as many of these as possible. We'll leave these behind. Stay focused on the factory creatures. Then we're going to go for Fly. We're going to go for Bloodlust, which we actually don't have. The Expert Fire Magic, of course, and then we'll take on the Zealots. Should be pretty straightforward. No losses expected, as we shoot them first. Then if we go west... So a Throng of Rocks we don't want to fight. The Gunslingers, however, should be fine. That gives us a bit of gold, which is very welcome. And if we go back to the town... Let's see, so Bertram can go out in this direction. Eanswythe can't get quite as close. I guess what we should do next turn, if anything, is try and link Eanswythe and Bertram together. Pass some units down, but might not be necessary. No gold left to spend, so let's not waste any time. Let's end the turn there. You can see blue actually does re-emerge and threaten our castle town. Green is also still on the scene, but not going super aggressive against us. Let's just see where this leads. No way through. Level 4 spell though. Okay, other scouts, so this one stays in place. Tancred seems to be fairly safe for now. Try going west. That's a complete dead end. Okay, not too much going on there. Challenger next, Horde of Imps, pretty straightforward. We'll go for the resources, 18 losses, we'll try and avoid that. Just going to compare speed. So these things, 5 speed, we are 6. Can't do much about the familiars. Send these forward as bait. Okay, they may decide to go for the Wraiths, but I think... No, they actually do go for a 1-stack, then they get morale. They go for those. We should be fine to wait. This stack can reach us, but we should regenerate. So it depends if these can get the kill. So 17 of these, 1 to 2 damage each. We've got 10 defense against their 2 attack. We should be able to take the hit. I'm going to wait. As they actually block each other off. Okay, well that's fine. We can move twice. So do we go back and kill these off? Or do we try to avoid 3 stacks at once? I think we do kill these off because they're the fastest. And stack at the bottom can reach us, but that's fine. Couple more 1-stacks go down. This stack goes for the 1-stack instead. These guys would just defend. Stack of 18 can't reach us. Okay, pretty sure these 2 will go up to attack the skeletons. But that's fine. These defend. So 2 hit points left, but we should regenerate start of next round. Do we go up to rescue the skeletons? No, I think we stay in place. Don't really care too much about those. Get our hit points back. Even if we did go up, they're not going to take the bait, so we'll wait. And I feel like this is worse than auto-resolve, but never mind. I can't remember quite what happened with that. These defend. Kill these off. 1 skeleton at least will survive. 2 skeletons in fact. 22 losses, 8 skeletons back. Grab some gold pretty soon. Okay, so 9,000 gold to spend. So the big question is, do we go back and defend this town? We can pick up 18 marksmen if we look at this. We could pick up Fiona, 2,500. Sanya's got a big stack of champions, not much else. Cuthbert's pretty weak. We do have a castle. Spell options. We've got blind too. But that probably doesn't help us too much. I wonder though, if we went for blind on the Royal Griffins, 10 spell points, so she can do it once. Got to buy her a spell book, lasts for 1 round. Saying it lasts for 2 rounds, yeah, I don't think it's worth trying to defend this. I'm gonna let this go. I will spread these out, try and get some kills. But I think it's more fun if Todd stays aggressive. So +7 defense there, Todd's now got extremely high stats. Gonna ignore the Thunder Helmet, just follow the path. So we can see some wood just there, but we don't really need that too much. If we go for the Naga Bank, that should be fine if it's, yeah, free for the taking. 4,000 gold. And we can get our spell points back. And let's finish by grabbing some gold. Okay, so if we go back to this, we can probably finish off this stack. Yeah, we can pretty easily. Then let's just grab as many of these as possible. So if we go up to Eanswythe, we could probably pass the units across using Fly. This guy can't go for it himself. Eanswythe also actually could go for Fly, does have Expert Wisdom, but doesn't know the spell. So perhaps she should come back, but first things first, 150 spell points. Because we're on Swamp, I think it is worth going for Fly again. And I'm assuming this will be pretty straightforward. Yep, don't need to play it out. So we shoot all of those before they can shoot us, and let's take the gold. Go across to this. Use it to buy ourselves some more spell power, perhaps? Because the Armageddon in the previous episode was a bit disappointing. Didn't do that much damage. We can go straight across to the Gogs. And that probably solves the conundrum. Yep, so once again, easily take out the range creatures. We go for this. 5,000 experience, we'll go for advanced defense. And we can get across in this direction if we want to. Could also go for the Mighty Gorgons if we decide to bring these across, perhaps. We might as well finish the stack, that's pretty easy to do, although before we do, just double check. Nothing for us to grab. No, okay. So back to this, let's do a little bit of trading. Get the final Automaton. Bring those up. Pass some spells across too, swap these 2 round. Probably should take one of these. So Eanswythe should go back at some point, but first things first. Not seeing any other range creatures. We do still have Expert Slow. But with this being Horn of the Abyss, it's not quite as good as the original game. They'll have +1 speed. So Mighty Gorgons, I think, can reach us in 3 rounds. They're pretty difficult to kite. We do have haste, I'm pretty sure. No, we don't have haste. Okay, so that kind of suggests it's probably too risky. Try and take these on. I'll go west. First, let's see how far we can get. So we can get far enough. Could also perhaps try and fly across this, but that makes it difficult to pass the units across. Although it looks like we just about can. Makes it harder to get back, but as long as we keep at least 15 spell points, that'll be fine. Okay, so we'll take the automatons, we'll take these, and so any kind of anti-magic plus Armageddon combination, we would want to have just the 1 stack, but if we're going up against range creatures, and we focus on those, this should still be fine. We'll take +1 morale, take a bit of extra archery damage. Pretty sure we already have Bless. No, we don't. Okay. I will take that. I'm probably not going to use it. And let's just check we can hop across. That is safe. Okay, so a horde of gunslingers there. I feel that's probably in our favor, but because we brought the automatons, they probably get targeted. I'm not actually sure what these are guarding. Don't tend to see map glitches in Horn of the Abyss, but... oh no, it's the Clover of Fortune, it's blending in very well. Okay, 132 left to spend. If we were to build something in this town, I don't think there's much to be gained. Sam stays in place. Bertram could do some more trading. Some of this stuff is not too far off. Bowstring of the Unicorn's main. We do want that. Saves us taking these on as well. So that's going to cost us 80 wood or ore. That is pretty doable. Then we just need to take on these at some point. Okay. Still, I don't think we do that yet. I think we go back to the town. And let's just end the turn there. So we're going to be attacked by blue for sure. So we should take down 15 Royal Griffins, which is a pretty good trade. Might be able to do slightly better as well. We do have ballistics. Very smartly split the champions into multiple stacks, but that probably won't help them too much. These will wait. These go for a block. Question is, can 12 marksmen take a hit from presumably 4 champions? Forced to go for the attack. I think we will try to get a kill on 1 champion. Do get morale, which helps us. Goes for haste on those. They do of course get through. Arrow towers focus on those. We should get at least 1 more round. Shoot the champions. They go for that. Okay, that probably settles things. We're not going to get that kill. Still stay defensive. These go down for a block. Royal Griffin's pretty close to going down. But just the 1 stack left. So yeah, that's going to be the end of that. 18 hit points to go. Just about hang on to the next round. And 39 damage from the arrow tower. I'm not sure quite how close we were, but I think very close. Still, it's a reasonable trade. Green is coming towards us, starting to go aggressive. Need to be a bit careful. Okay, I'm still not going to go back. Todd is here to explore. And this could get us that artifact a bit sooner. And actually, potentially does lead back, although I think this is a dead end. This is a bit of a waste of his talents. No way through the flowers for some reason. One of the weird quirks of this game. Okay, take on the Walking Dead. Easy experience. Go towards the next Naga Bank, which does at least use his strengths, and we can see the town of Gateway, which appears to be also owned by Blue. Okay, so we should be able to gain back roughly what we lost. Royal Griffin's just there. Okay. China goes for this. Slow spell. Where was the yellow monolith? It's up here. Okay, so they're not going to get us too soon. I'll go check this out. Okay, carries on. Okay, day 7, so Sam stays in place. Inswythe grabs the crystal, not really too much. Okay, this is slightly tougher. So, a bit of luck. Probably worth having. Wood and Centaur's Axe, don't really care too much about that. We go north instead. Pack of Ancient Behemoths, that is actually quite interesting. I do wonder if we could do it. So Armageddon does 600 points per time, which is actually enough to kill off exactly 2 behemoths. I'm very curious. Something's telling me we can do it. gonna try it. Let's just get us a hero, which is not actually that great, so maybe not. It will be a good hero, but not really what we need. I'm gonna be a bit more careful. Okay, so Troll's just there. Not too many range units. Gunslingers perhaps. We should go for these, they're pretty easy. Okay, we'll stay in place, while risking the morale, which I shouldn't really have done. Go for this, we can kill off one stack per shot. These go for defense. Just check these can't reach us. These defend. No need to detonate. Just gonna stay in place. Just check this. So they're 6 speed, we are 8 speed, we should be fine. Okay, 2000 experience for that as well, not bad. Keep going south. So a horde of ogres should actually be fine. Does get us potentially some wyverns, but don't really care too much about that. Horde of royal griffins. It's very doable, and we do get the stats, and it makes coming down here slightly less pointless. The scales of the greater basilisk we already have. Okay, I'm gonna take him on. This time round, we will go for slow. We've got most of our spell points too. These wait. Okay, that gets morale. Only this one in range, but we do kill 1 stack per shot, so that's great. These will move up. Okay, that stack is now in range, so we kill those off. These will defend. Kill these off too. Perfect. Okay, might actually leave that artifact behind. It's not going to be worth too much. So Fireball's such a bad spell that actually just having Meteor Shower's always going to be better. We could fly across to here. It's a bit of a gamble, we can come back. The other thing is, if green is indeed coming to attack us, we do want to be able to get back fairly easy, but with fly we should be able to. Then again, what's really through there? It's unclaimed. Probably nothing that great. Gonna go for +2 defense just because we don't really have too much defense, and I guess we will grab this in case we want to sell it, and then I think perhaps start coming back in this direction. So a throng of rocks. It all depends if we can kill off 1 stack per shot, and there would be more stacks than the royal griffins, so perhaps not. Would take some losses. Although, we could Meteor Shower, but the thing is, we're not going for the Dragon Utopia with Bounty Hunters, it's not going to go well. So, maybe that's the wrong thing to look at. Horde of Manticores, 116 spell points left to go. Could kill these just for the experience, and I think we will. So they've got just the 4 speed, we might not even need to slow. Especially if we bait them in. Problem is they are staying out of range if we do that. So 8 to 15 kills per shot, as long as we can kill them in 2 shots, that's probably fine. Okay, still out of range for now, so let's finish these off. Still can't reach us. It's worth doing for the XP. The amount of XP you get is directly linked to the amount of hit points you take out, and these things are pretty bulky. 40 hit points each, 20 per stack. 3,200 experience for that. And yeah, not going to bother going for wyverns, not what we're playing for. Let's go back to Bertram. Bertram goes back to the town, I think. Eanswythe has a bigger reason to, because he doesn't fly, or she doesn't fly. Or she wants fly, even. She also needs to not get caught out by the Necromancer. We still got a bit of time. Bertram could go for this. And then we can focus on building up our crystal supply, focusing next week on getting probably the upgraded gantry, although upgraded Serpentarium could be interesting. It depends. We need more crystal, so we have no crystal caverns. Sources of crystal. There's a lot lying around, but nothing reliable. Okay, so Chana needs to be a little bit careful. We should be safe briefly. This town, if it does get attacked, is completely doomed. Any other low-hanging fruit she can claim, so Horde of Halberdiers might actually be too much. Perhaps lots of mechanics, but they're guarded by Silver Pegasi, so no way through there. Yeah, there's not much for her to do. Let's bring her back. Okay, Bertram is... Yeah, let's go for the Prospector. Don't think we're going to need units too urgently. Nothing worth building here this week. Back in this town. Making as much money as it can. Not going to go for the resource silo, just going to end the turn there. So blue does make an appearance near to Todd. Green seems to know where he's going. Heal can't actually reach us. New week begins. Okay, super tempting to take on the Gunslingers. The problem is they will definitely finish off all of the Automatons. And there's not many great options for what we have. Mighty Gorgons are up to a throng. Pretty sure that wasn't the case before. Okay. So, Tancred is pretty badly threatened, but should survive long enough to flee. We can see another Helm of Heavenly Enlightenment guarded by Archdevils. Move north. Lots of strong guards and a bit of a dead end. Okay, we're probably going to get wiped out pretty soon, but that's fine. Bertram grabs the 500 gold. Sam grabs both of these, and let's start coming back. Grab some experience too. Guess we should also go for the Watchtower since we do already have that power stack in progress. Eanswythe starts coming back. Okay, so 117 spell points. We shouldn't just allow this to go to waste. We should actually use these. Still tempting to go for the Ancient Behemoths, but again, don't actually gain too much from that. If we go south instead, there's a good chance we could take a town. We should have a bit of time. We could also go west, but that makes it harder to get back. No guarantee of a new zone. So yeah, let's go for fly. And let's go straight back south. See where this goes. So a Horde of War Unicorns there guarding the Titan's Curious. Probably could be done. Is it worth it for the experience? I'd want to use Armageddon for that. I'm going to avoid. More Thunderbirds. Pack of Enchanters. That's a shame, because if I just had the Bounty Hunters, that'd be fine, and Cyclops Stockpile also would be fine. I think, in this case, it's probably worth just accepting the losses. Okay, so, what can we do? Anything we can do to protect these things. So 9 of these, 30 hit points each. We're looking to do 270 points of damage, so Implosion is massive overkill. Lightning Bolt. Pretty much perfect. The problem is, these are faster than the Bounty Hunters. But not much we can do. This seems fine. These defend. They just get the one kill, okay. Not quite sure why so many losses got taken. I guess the AI just rushed forward, but that worked out pretty well. Okay, so that's Loinus, who appears to be their strongest. I'm confident enough that I will go for the Naga Bank first. So no losses from that, no surprise there. This one should be pretty straightforward. We'll go for Advanced Scholar. 6,000 gold. I think we have enough movement points to reach. Yep. Okay, do we want to rearrange at all? So, Zealots at the top. Few Cyclops. Spell options. So Meteor Shower does do a nice amount. Lightning Bolt too. We should be fine as we are, plus we do of course have Tactics, but Tactics can cancel each other out. Could also go for the town if we want to, but no, I think Hero is the main thing. Let's just go for it. So some losses expected, they do not have Tactics. If we rush forward, doesn't really help us too much. I think we stay pretty defensive. 50 spell points, 5 spell power. Let's check these can't be reached. Perfect. So I could fly the Kuatals in then meditate, but probably not going to help us too much. He probably doesn't have any scary damaging spells, mass damage spells. So I think it is okay to go fairly close. Perhaps we stay a little bit away just in case, so this spot seems to be fine. So yeah, if he has Meteor Shower or something, he can't attack both our Dreadnoughts and our Kuatals at the same time, so let's start combat. We do get to move first. We do have Resurrection as well, but we don't have the requisite Earth Magic skill. So we can kill these things off. He might go for the haste, but this is the present threat, so we'll take those out. Don't quite manage to do so. These will wait. Goes for slow on those. Okay, that's going to have no impact. Do we release the Dreadnoughts? I think it's fine if we do. They're not the fastest things on the field, but we'll keep the option. See how this goes. So these wait. Few losses taken to the Engineers. If we go forward with these, it's probably fine. Those come out. Okay, so if we go for this, we can pretty much kill them off, but then we can be reached by 4 of those. Probably kill them in response, but we'd also be in range of the Griffins. So I think we actually defend. Hope nothing gets morale. Okay, nothing can reach us. These can go in and kill those off. Or could block these instead. If we go for the spell, which will happen pretty soon, we could go in, attack these, then meditate. Does that really help us? We should definitely use them for something. And this seems like a fine choice. Okay, so if we go for Meteor Shower, 400 points of damage. Mostly kills these 2 stacks off. Then, do we meditate? It depends. So the Crusaders could do some big damage to us. Griffins move next. They'll probably go for the Engineers. I'll at least move away from the Crusaders. Should save me having to meditate. So Crusaders do get to move before the Dreadnoughts. A slight problem. But we do have the 1 stacks of Automatons. Should help us with this. Okay, so with Crusaders being the scary stack, we should be okay to attack. Actually, we're not. Nowhere safe we can attack these from. I think we wait. Goes for blind on those. We do take a loss there. Or we can explode. Okay, so these things will activate detonation. And if I'd thought about it, we could have gone for the block, perhaps, and used the Kuatals previously, as that happens. But never mind. Okay, so we can eat this and then attack, but we kill them regardless. 14 to 15 kills on these. Can they reach anything? Yes, they can. Just gonna go for these. They're the most dangerous stack. He does just instantly flee. And I guess we'll check this out. Okay, so Chana next. She has potentially exhausted her usefulness, but we will continue to pull her back just in case. Okay, so Bertram already got the resources from that. I think he still goes back though. And then Victoria is... she's alive for now, and she can actually sneak through. She does just have the 1 stack, which means she is vulnerable to being taken out before she can react. That loses us a spell scroll. She's a level 4 hero, so not too bad, but not really worth worrying too much about. Getting closer to being able to afford one of these two, but we still need a better source of crystal. We do have the resource silo, but that's not going to cut it. Some crystal just there. If Todd can find some crystal, that'd be perfect. There is a Redwood Observatory, so I think we do of course go for the town next. Let's check the hero situation. So we've got Astro and Tiva, both level 1, neither of which are our faction. Let's grab this, and the ton there. So blue goes back to potentially defend. Green, to be fair, doesn't quite know where we are, actually goes underground there. That's kind of interesting. We could try and sneak through. We'll go to Victoria first. And we'll see if we can get past Necropolis Town. Todd will go for this. Take even more attack. Pick this out too. Okay, so to the west we can see lots of dreadnoughts guarding the Warlock's lab, which could be interesting. Does immediately solve our crystal problems. Ward of Archmagi, not super straightforward. This town does have a castle. Okay, so I think we want these two up top. Try this. So 4 losses expected, that seems unavoidable. If we have a look into the town, it's pretty weak. We could get our spell points back, but we're actually doing mostly fine for that. Have to spend the turn here too. We do have the castle already. Town Hall requires the tavern, so let's go for that. And we could send a scout out if we wanted to, but we can already see pretty much everything that's up for grabs, although some of this is not worth picking up with Todd. So perhaps that does make sense, although I think they'd be trapped this turn. Maybe not. So we'll go for Tiva just because she has Serpent Flies that lets her move faster. We'll leave some very weak defenders in this town just in case. Tiva goes east, and she is just going to pick some stuff up. Saves Todd doing it. Grab the gunslingers, and finally we will go the dreadnought. Start bringing that back. Still can't get through up north. Okay, so Eanswythe goes back to this. Should now have access to fly. Could go for some more units if she wants to. Wrathmont first. So this should be pretty straightforward. We would probably take some losses, but that's fine. It's worth doing. So 3 losses expected. That's mostly going to be unavoidable. Lots of resources. And I think he should use his movement points, since no one else is available. Crystal to the east. I'm going to avoid using fly. Guarded by gunslingers, that's perfect. They could kill automatons. Actually, quite a few losses expected. But I think same thing again, if we just go for this. These defend. These obviously move first, so we kill these off. Ah, of course. Of course they get to do it to me. Do we go for this then? We would take another loss probably. Although, last time they did 48 damage. There's a chance they roll less than 42. I shouldn't really have gone for that. Yeah, so these wait. These defend. These go forward. It's best we don't. Please go for the block that disables the first shot. Kill those off. Okay. So ballistics, no, we're not going to go for that. I do quite like ballistics in single player. Bit of a hot take, but I do think it can work, but we're not going to go for it. Still not one of the best options. Okay, so Psychic Elemental's just there guarding stuff we don't really need. The Throng of Genies is actually quite tempting. 87 spell points. Be our last hurrah before we go back. No sign of a town to the west. I feel like we could do it. And it's probably worth the losses. Okay. I probably shouldn't have done this. Okay, so we're not going to go for the Undead King. That is not the purpose of this playthrough. Cloak of the Undead King. Avoid temptation. We do have Charna, but we won't. Okay, do we throw these things forward? I think we do at some point, but not yet. We're going to go for anti-magic first. These two will activate and defend. Okay, these stacks all come forward. No morale, which is great. If we go for this, 7 to 13 kills, probably better off trying to finish off a stack if we can. So we go for this. Those get to move twice. This is where things get a little bit dicey, and perhaps this could prove to be a mistake. If we go for Armageddon, 600 points of damage. We'd have to go for it at least twice. The thing is, these could probably keep us alive for one more round. I think. I'm sure there's a way to do this. We could implode a stack. But going for multiple Armageddons, so 600 points of damage, kills about half of them off. And that's why it's so tempting to just go for that twice, but the problem is, once we've done that, this stack of 24, half of those survive, they come in. Stack of 5 can probably kill us off. We could try and bait them away. And the thing is, they will move in the obvious order. So, stack of 5 moves first. Probably kills us off. This stack is unable to move. So we go for this, and then stack of 24 can't reach, so we're going to try and bait them away. Just see how this goes. I don't know if this makes sense, but maybe it does. So the next round, these things do get to move first, so I feel like going straight for Armageddon isn't the play. Of course, we want to actually detonate first as well. Okay, so what do we go for? So the key thing is we want to stop the Master Genies from killing us off. We could go for Shield, reduces the damage they do by 30%. If we were to go for Armageddon, it would detonate all of these, which actually might be fine. So we actually do more damage by detonating our own automatons. That's an interesting idea, not one I'd ever really thought about. And then of course we can just kill off the Master Genies with these. Let's just absolutely make sure we've anti-magicked, yep. Okay, so here we go, 600 points of damage. We explode, do a little bit of extra damage to the ones towards the bottom. These can't reach us. We go for this. They can all come forward. If they get morale, they will get some kills, but they don't. Now we can go for Armageddon again. Kill them all off. Very few losses, 6,600 experience. Still enough spell spell points to fly back across, 15,000 more experience, and we are forced to make a pretty bad choice. We're going to go for water magic, so we've got all 4 magic skills, which is not really the plan, but never mind. Okay, so there is still more we could do. We could try going further south. We've got 2 more flies left. Thing is, we're down to just the stack of bounty hunters. So it's only really worth going for ranged creatures. But we could probably find some. So yeah, I think we stay aggressive for now. Tancred. It's very tempting to try and sneak through, and of course it's even more tempting to steal the Pandora's box, but the AI will see me coming. I think this should technically be out of his line of sight, but AI, I believe, does cheat, so that's probably not going to work. Okay, so we can at last go for the upgraded Serpentarium or the upgraded Gantry. I think it's pretty obvious that Todd is shaping up to be our Dreadnought Specialist, and he's not going to be back for some time, so perhaps we actually go for Crimson Coatls. Feed those back to Wrathmont. They work really well with Armageddon, and they work really well with Frenzy, which makes them pretty much perfect for Wrathmont, so actually, for the sake of doing the more fun strat, the upgraded Serpentarium probably wins, but there's absolutely no reason to force ourselves to go for it. Okay. We'll end the turn there. So blue is not coming towards us, unsurprisingly, and yet, as expected, green is able to chase us down. Let's just see what he has. Still has same stuff as previously. Can't remember if this guy has artifacts. We will try and save him. So they lose a turn through that, that's great. Okay, we lose. No. They do have the ability to shoot 2 stacks at once, but I guess it doesn't work against the undead. We can just retreat. And green is going to take all that stuff. Okay, so a new turn begins. We can see Orb of Vulnerability there. That's even more interesting because then we can start using Armageddon against everything. And I should probably look up whether that affects the Crimson Coatls. I assume it doesn't when they're using their ability. Probably worth checking out. Anyway, gonna wrap up the episode here, so thanks for watching guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.